Hello everyone, good afternoon. So today we are going to do experiment number 4 in Advanced Manufacturing Laboratory. Today's experiment would be effect of process parameters and pilot hole on mechanics of drilling. So just like in any machining process, the process parameters are cutting speed, feed and depth of cut. For depth of cut, actually it is the diameter. So I have written diameter instead of depth of cut directly. We will study the effect of cutting velocity, feed and depth of cut, and the variation would be in depth of cut would be achieved by taking different diameter drills. So this is a twist drill. So this one is a twist drill. Nowadays in industry, solid carbide drills as well as high speed drill they are used. This is the kind of view of the drill from this direction. So it is kind of the bottom view, and as you can see, this is one of the cutting edges and this is the other cutting edge, and they are joined by this particular cutting edge. This is called the chisel edge. This is cutting edge number 1 and this is cutting edge number 2, and this is the chisel edge which is joining. Here this is my cutting edge and this is another cutting edge, and they are joined by the chisel edge. Okay, and during the drilling process, drill will gradually come in this direction with a feed rate of Sm, which would be arrived at by feed into rotational speed, and it would be rotating, and this is the diameter of the drill that we are talking about. This is the diameter of the drill that we are talking about, and this distance is the depth of cut. So we are going to vary Vc, S and the depth of cut, which is nothing but d by 2, and see the effect of this variation on the mechanics of drilling process. That means the forces and torques. During drilling, because of the symmetrical nature of the tool, the drill would be subjected to a upward thrust force. There would not be any effective radial force. Radial force would not be there. This is because of symmetric nature of the cutting edges. They will cancel out each other, and there would also be a torque which would be coming onto the drilling on the drill. So we are going to study the effect of cutting velocity, feed and diameter or depth of cut, whatever you say, on this particular torque and thrust force in drilling. Okay, and not only we are going to do that for normal drilling operation, we are also going to do that in drilling operation where a pre-existing pilot hole would be there. So once again, to the objective, to study the effect of cutting velocity, feed and drill diameter. Drill diameter is nothing but going to affect the depth of cut on thrust force and torque while drilling low carbon steel with uncoated HSS. So we are not using a solid carbide drill, we are using uncoated HSS. We would also study the effect of pilot hole and process parameter on thrust force and torque while drilling low carbon steel with uncoated. So this one is without pilot hole, and this objective is that when you have a pilot hole present. What is a pilot hole? We will discuss that. Now, in what kind of machine tool we will be doing it? We will be doing it in a HMT, radial drilling machine. Work material is low carbon steel. It is a plain carbon steel having a carbon percentage of 0.4%. It is a C40 steel. Drill diameter for the current experiment is 8 mm and 10 mm for both objective 1 and objective 2. So here also it is 8 mm and 10 mm. As far as the pilot hole diameters are concerned, they are 2.5 mm for 8 mm drill and 3.5 mm for 10 mm drill. So these are the pilot holes that we will be using. Dynamometers and charge amplifiers. So this is a drilling dynamometer that we will be using. And it is once again a Kistler piezoelectric dynamometer. Charge amplifiers would be universal single channel charge amplifiers. Once again, the make would be Kistler. The details about the dynamometer and the charge amplifier are given. We will be using a digital storage oscilloscope. Once again, the details are given in the demo video. Regarding this thing, there would be a separate demo video for the experiment. In that demo video, all the details are given. This what you are seeing now currently is the lecture video. Along with the lecture video, you need to go through the demonstration video or demo video where experiments have been shown. Now the procedure for experiment objective number 1, that is when there is no pilot hole, you have to take two drills, which is 8 and 10 mm HSS uncoated twist drill. Feeds are 0.12 and 0.2 mm per revolution. So this is rather rough drilling one. You have to choose cutting velocities between 8 to 25 meter per minute at two different levels. We have not given you exact cutting velocity because this particular machine is not fitted with a variable spindle drive, so we haven't done that. We will set up the force measurement system and we will measure the thrust force and cutting torque as per the data sheet. For the second experiment, the experiment remains same, 10 mm and 8 mm, 0.12 and 0.2, the same cutting speed range, and you will choose the same cutting speed. Only thing is that there will be two pilot holes, one is 3.5, another one is 2.5 for 8 mm. Once those pilot holes are there, then you will measure the thrust force and cutting torque. Now this is a drilling operation where there is no pilot hole. This is the diameter of the drill, which is in our case either 8 mm or it is 10 mm. When we say there is a pilot hole, there is a pre-existing hole. This is my pre-existing pilot hole. And the pilot hole diameter in our case is 2.5 mm when my drill diameter is 8, or it is 3.5 mm when the drill diameter is 10. So we carry out two sets of experiments. One is on this side without pilot hole, another one is on this side with pilot hole. The feed is 0.12 and 0.2 mm per revolution. Diameters are 8 mm and 10 mm, and you have two cutting speeds between 8 to 25 meter per minute. So that is what you have to do. This is the data sheet. So these are the rotational speed where it has been conducted. Here it is 8 mm, here it is 10 mm. There is no pilot hole, so 0 mm pilot hole, and this is the feed. The feed you are varying between 0.12 and 0.2, and here it is 0.12 and 0.2. The same thing you are repeating here. So here you have to find out what is the cutting speed. For finding out cutting speed, you have to use this particular standard formula, which will give you the cutting speed in meter per minute, provided you put this in RPM and this one you put in millimeter. Then everything will come out accordingly. Now these are the forces which have been obtained. So this is the thrust force and this is the torque, and here this is the thrust force and this is the torque. So what you can see immediately is that as you increase your force, as you increase your feed here or as in here, the both force as well as torque has gone up. So same has been observed here. Here the force and the torque has gone up. Okay, so it can be observed everywhere. This is quite obvious. As the feed is increasing, your material removal rate is increasing, so that is happening. This particular data is wrong. This would be, no, let us not, this data has been reported, so you use this particular data. I do not know why this data is coming out to be like this. Okay, now let us go to the experiment when you are using pilot hole. So this is 3.5. So when the pilot hole is there, as you can see, from 1440 it is becoming 386. So without pilot hole it was 1440 Newton, which is coming out to be 386 Newton. So there is a huge gap. This is primarily because when the pilot hole is existing, the chisel edge, when the pilot hole is existing, this chisel edge is not participating in the machining process. The high thrust force which is encountered in drilling is because of the presence of the chisel edge, because at the chisel edge tool geometry is not favorable, because of which it generates too much of force. Now let us look at what is happening to the torque. Torque value was 456. So torque value was 456 and this has gone down to 382. This torque reduction is not as much as the thrust reduction. Please understand, torque is force into diameter. So if the chisel edge is not existing, at the chisel edge the diameter or the torque arm is very less. So even if there is a pilot hole and the chisel edge is not participating, you will observe a huge reduction in thrust force, but reduction in torque would be very less, and that's what has been obtained. Now let us go into what you are going to report. You are going to report the specific cutting energy. Determine the specific cutting energy. How to determine specific cutting energy, that I will come to. Draw graphs to depict thrust force, cutting torque and specific cutting energy, that means bar graphs, and you show the effect of process parameter and geometrical parameter. By process parameter I say VC and S, and by geometrical parameter I say the diameter. So you see the effect of this one. Explain the nature of variation. Why thrust force is so high in drilling unlike in turning, that I have explained. Thrust force is generated primarily by the cutting edges. There are two different kinds of cutting edges. One is the main cutting edge, another one is the chisel edge. At the chisel edge, the geometry is not favorable. You have very high negative rake because of the nature of the orientation of the cutting edges at the chisel edge, for which it generates too much of thrust force. Now you have to compare the effect of pilot hole on thrust force and cutting torque. So this you have to compare, and compare the specific cutting energy in drilling and turning. So you have already done in your experiment number 2, the turning experiment. There you have got some specific cutting energy, and here also you will get some specific cutting energy that you have to compare. Now let us go to how do you calculate specific cutting energy. This is the material removal rate. This you can calculate if there is no pilot hole, and this is the material removal rate if there is pilot hole. So this is the drill diameter, this is the pilot hole diameter, this is feet per revolution, this is RPM by 60. So this will come out in millimeter cube per second. As far as power is concerned, torque you are measuring into the angular speed. This angular speed is in radian per second. So 2 pi n divided by 60, this will come out in radian per second. So the whole thing, this was in Newton per centimeter, this has to be converted into Newton per meter, then you will get the power in joule per second, and this one would be millimeter cube per second. So you will get in joule per millimeter cube. As far as your data is concerned, I have already located some problem. So let us go back to that data. I think this particular data and this particular data, they are erroneous. So what I would do is that I will provide you this particular data separately in the Microsoft Teams channel. I think whoever has typed this data, whoever has conducted this experiment and later on tabulated it, he made a mistake. So we will do that. I think this will not be multiplied by 200. As you can see, they have multiplied it by 200. This one has also been multiplied by 200. There is some error. We will rectify this error and let you know. Thank you so much.